Okay, so haven't made a video in a while, and it's the last day of the year. So I'll just drag myself to make this video. So this video is gonna be me rambling about um the whole year. So I'll just start to share this. I'll start this video with a part where it's more beneficial for you when you watch. So I'll start with what my opinions change. How what are some of my views which changed this year. All right, so let's just dive into it. Number one, focus on external stuff versus internal skill. So I'll say this is the year where I really understand the importance of our my own skill. So just to give you an idea, I wrote this near the end of 2020. All right, which is like almost 12 or 13 months ago compared now. So back then I was very I was keep thinking about, I have this thing, I can sell it. I have this thing that produces passive income for me. It's always like I have things to sell, I have things to sell. I have things to sell. So this year, instead of acquiring more things to sell, and yeah, in the past I bought a lot of stuff to resell. Most of the things I buy, if not all, it's virtual stuff. It's licenses, it's stock images, it's tools or website or templates, website building tools. Yeah, so back then, when your focus is all on the external stuff instead of you developing your own skill, you can't really have a lot of confidence because external stuff can be taken away from you. You can take this to another level and say there are individuals who they keep focusing on what stock do I buy, what property investment should I make, what are the stuff I should go and buy, acquire. So this is a bit more of the philosophical side of me, where I'll say the more you try to own things, the more you realize actually the things own you. So yeah, having some stock and property is good, but actually takes away a lot of the attention. So this year is where I really change my view on this. So right now, my focus is to continuously develop my skills, specifically marketing, closing, communication. And yes, this year we talk about communication. There's going to be a long list. But let's just start with. I realized I really back then I think I guess I'll say I'm aware of the importance of closing. Now this year I start to really see the importance of closing. Okay, I give you an example. In year 2020, I keep thinking I'm facing obstacles. I'm facing quote unquote client problems with clients. I don't have I can't get paid very well. I can't I get clients with a lot of demands. All of this is actually we don't have a client problem. So a lot of times in business and life, the problems we think we have isn't really the problem we need to solve. We don't have a revenue problem, we don't have an income problem, we have a sales and marketing problem. Okay, we don't have the sales and marketing skill, that's why we have income problems. We don't have staff problems, we don't have, I keep hiring people on Fiverr, I keep hiring on people on Upwork. It doesn't work. It's not like you have bad employees, you don't have staff problems, you have contractor problems. We have communication and leadership skill problems. Okay, so I keep thinking about the client problems is, where can I get better clients? I keep asking that question. How can I get better clients? How do I solve client really? How do I quote unquote solve client problems? Actually, this year I realize I don't have all those problems. Actually, I have a closing skill problem. By being able to close well, when I'm able to close better, suddenly the client problems start to go away. I stop having to deal with uh, people who are not a good fit, people who quote unquote too demanding, because part of closing is know how to set expectations. and to filter those who are not a good fit. So once I have that skill, okay, so closing, it's listening skill, it's the ability to ask good questions. It's also the ability to show empathy. And I just realized I wasn't sharing the screen. Oops. Okay. So but there's not much visual aid, so I guess we can actually continue in this form. So closing, it's listening skills, the ability to listen, the ability to ask good questions, and the ability to relate to the person you're talking with, to be able to relate with their problems. So I'm like, oh my god, this is so much to learn about closing. And the good news is you don't really need to be very good to have to improve your situation. Because I don't think my closing skill is that good. But even just having some awareness, even just by taking one course, I took high ticket closer certification program. Uh yes, and I actually passed it. The certification is behind me inside my bookshelf. Right, so maybe another video for that. Yeah, so the importance of closing is very, very important. If you want to have a happy life and successful life as a freelancer, as a business owner. Other views that change, it's most of the time in the past, I keep assuming people know what they want. Because now, why is this important to me? It's because I frequently, part of my work is I have to solve problems for others. Okay. But most of the time, before I'm aware that people don't know what they need, the best they can do is describe the symptoms they have. That it is our job, it's our responsibility as a coach, as a consultant, as an expert to, all right, based on these symptoms you describe, what is actually the underlying problem? So I can't just go ahead and solve the things that people say, I want this solved. I need to have the ability to ask very good questions. So that's another. So another, it's yeah, this. Oh, this is a big one, and this is something which I have some challenge. At least this year, I'm aware of it. But this is something that I think I'll need to improve on, is the ability to not just give people the answer, give people the solution. Because I find many, many times it doesn't matter if it's a business owner, it doesn't matter if it's a freelancer. When people approach me for help, if I just give them the answer, solve the problem for them, I realize most of the time they don't take action, they do not implement. Why? Because it's my idea. It doesn't come from them. They might or might not believe that works for them. And that is very important. The belief that it works. It can be 100% the right answer. It can be 100% the truth. But if they don't believe it, they don't take action, then nothing gets done. So I had a lot of frustrations in that. So this year, I start to be aware of the what is coaching, the importance of coaching. So it is drawing out solutions from others, drawing out, asking questions, help them to discover what is the real problem and draw the solutions out of them. So coaching is about giving others clarity. It's about drawing out solutions instead of just giving the answers. So this is where when I start to implement, start to apply some of the coaching elements, I find that people do take action more. And when people take action more, we make progress faster. So these are the things I wish I would have known much earlier in my career. Uh, Everything which I'm sharing in this video, actually. All right. So next thing we'd like to move on to. This is the year where I start to get very, very interested in Myers-Briggs Personality. I'll just type it here. Okay. The spelling might be wrong here. Yeah. Okay. That looks more like it. So I got very interested in this because I want to understand myself, and also because I have to deal with people quite often, surprisingly. If you tell me I would have to deal with dealing with people is more majority of my work, in 2020 I wouldn't believe you, but it is what it is. This year I took some personality tests, multiple personality tests, plural, and one of they show me that uh, actually part of most of my work, the actions I take is in communication because I don't see myself as a communicator in the past, but I'm starting to see that nowadays. Anyway, about this personality, I highly recommend everyone take it. It seems to be very, very accurate. Describes people very, very well. It gives me a level of self understanding, understanding my own strength and weakness. And why do I come up with conclusions this way? Why do I see the world this way? So that really gave me a very good understanding. And it especially give me the awareness to know that when I'm speaking with different type of people, I need to be able to adjust the choice of words, how fast I speak, the tone, and just allow them to see and understand what I'm saying from their point of view. So wow, this is a lot. I mean, this year is a lot about psychology, and it's very weird because most of the time in my career, um, my emphasis is usually on the tech, on the implementation. I do not think much about psychology and feelings, emotional stuff. But since I took copywriting, when I start learning about copywriting, starting December 2020, so I guess technically this is the year where I start learning copywriting, closing, and human psychology. It totally changed the way I look at things and the way I approach people, the way I approach problems. Even I see things from a very, very different perspective this year compared to last year. Okay, so those are my big changes. Okay, so next we're going to talk a little bit about goals because we can't do a year in review without talking about goals. So I'm happy to say the income goal was achieved. Actually, it was achieved in October. So I was like taking things slowly in November and December. I wasn't pursuing closing modules or doing a lot of prospecting. In fact, most of the income comes from a single client, and this is why I really believe in you want to close high ticket retainers to be able to offer so much value, to be able to help. So, like, there's only one reason why we are being paid a lot. It's because we are able to offer value or solve problems on a continuous basis. And that I get a very frequent questions by freelancers like, how do you close a retainer? How do you get people to pay you every month? So my question usually, my answer is usually the question. It's why should others pay you every month? What changes, what benefits are you bringing to them? The only reason why we are getting paid is because we are delivering value. We are bringing positive changes to the people who pay us money. Okay, so food for thought. This is the goals, or this is where I really realize I can appreciate this fact this year. It's not so much about how much money you make; it's how you make the money. Because there are a lot of plenty of people making more money than me, but uh, I would say the way I make the money, working with people only, uh, who I like to work with, who I enjoy talking with, not having to deal with very demanding or pain in the ass people, like earlier in my career. That's a big change, and it make me more satisfied person. Yes, so that is a big change for me. Okay, so this year I actually started proactive networking, reaching out to others. In the past, I'm just so reluctant to message, start a conversation with others because based on my introverted nature, I'm just so reluctant to do this. I'm still reluctant to do this, but at least this year, I start conversations with others. And this is something. The next point is something I wanted to do for a long time. It's to be able to uh, share what I know with others. So I'm happy to say I'm able to do this with my own group. Okay. Plus, I got invited to be a co-host on Copy Academy for copywriting. So yeah, and the journey with Copy Academy, I guess it deserves a video on itself. Yeah, there's a lot of nice things I want to share there. Anyway, uh, I'll move away from that. So to really appreciate the goals being achieved, I guess it's where I need to share what I did for goal setting last year. Okay, I guess I should be here. so I obstruct the screen less. Um, this is what I did in, I think, yeah, last edit was November, so it's not December, it's actually November 2020. This was my thinking back then. You can see a lot of the things here are external. I have a legit digital library. I kept thinking about selling digital assets, selling templates. Um, that is what I had in mind. That was my context back then. I never thought of uh, increasing my skills, using my skills to generate income. I never saw the world that way. Right. So this was my context back then. Now looking back, it's like, wow, this is dumb. And we should be celebrating when we can say that to ourselves. Wow, you thought of this in the past. That was your context in the past. Wow, that was dumb. How much have you grown in 1 year or 2 years? So that's a good thing. And I do celebrate when I find myself like, catching myself saying, oh my God, my ideas in the past are dumb. And I hope to be able to come back 12 months from now and revisit uh, what I written down, my goals, and say, hey, what you wrote in 2021 is dumb. That's when you are able to do that, you have grown a lot and you improved a lot. Okay, so I keep thinking about I want to have my own uh, circle to be able to share what I know with others. So this I didn't. I tried a little some stuff here. I hosted some accountability sessions. I was invited to be a co-host on Copy Academy and actually start conversations with the students there and see what help do they need, help them to overcome obstacles. So I guess in a way, this even though I don't have my online academy at this time, I'm able to get my feet in the water, get my feet wet. How do you say that? Uh, ho- to just start uh, sharing my helping others, I would say, yeah, helping others who are starting out in their freelancing career. So this is what I for financial. This is where the most of the changes and most of the goals are realized. So back then I will be very very disappointed if I don't close a prospect, if I like uh, yeah. The difference between last time and now, it's last time because I don't know how to close, I don't know how to sell myself. I always like try to do so much work. My belief that time was I want to do so much work so it makes the other person, the other party. I want to do so much work so my prospect knows, wow, this guy is good. I want him on my team. Because that was what worked for me in the past. All right. But I realized that's actually the wrong way. Now you imagine you do all this work up front. The more work you do you get more attached to the outcome of the sale? The answer is yes, you're going to be more attached because you'll be thinking like, I put in so much work, I follow up so much. And if you don't close the deal, you'll be very, very disappointed. And being attached doesn't help you to close deals. Actually, it works against you. Okay, so I'm glad to say that now I found ways to be able to close deals without doing so much work upfront, and that allows me to not be so attached. Okay, so next is don't. Back then I tried to close like retainer deals, but uh, because I don't know how to set expectations the right way, I've been attracting all the wrong people, and most of them they have expectations which is a bit different from what actually can be done given the time frame. So back then, I feel very upset when when the clients say we're gonna stop working next month. I get very very upset when that happens. But nowadays it's like I'm the one who start the conversation of starting next month. I think you have to get somebody else to do this. I don't think we are a good fit. I'll continue to do the work that I promised, but yeah, here's like the 30-day notice and stuff like that. So uh, it's very weird for me because back then I'm so used to getting we, we're gonna stop working conversations. I'm on the receiving end, but this year I'm the one starting them. Right. So yes, and this is very important. I realize it's not so much of the question because the quality of the questions, the quality of the questions we ask ourselves really impacts the quality of our context. It is a reflection of our context and our capabilities. So back then, the question I keep asking myself is how can I get more clients? How can I get more clients? Now it's like I don't even want a client if we are not a good fit because I don't want to go through the discomfort of I have to keep educating and explaining and showing them the value of my work. I find that very tiring. I would like to just help people who they have the fundamentals, they have the understanding of why marketing is important, and I have conversations with them on it. How can we do things better? How can we make it more effective? Instead of like, why is this important? We have to do it. So don't take on clients who are not a good fit. Not worrying about allocating resources to grow money tomorrow. And more importantly, actually, this is not such a big thing. This is the uh, biggest change I had because back then I don't really spend a lot of money on growing my skill set. I keep spending money on okay, what are the tools or stuff I can go and acquire and resell. So this year in 2021, I spent quite a it's a huge amount for me. I spent I think it's definitely over $7,000 on my own skill development. Right, I don't know the exact number. It might be 8 or 9,000 for what I know, but it's definitely over 7,000. Um, high ticket coaching itself it's $4,000. Copy Academy, it's as it was 200 a month for 12 months. It's 2005, and I bought a lot of other closing copywriting trainings. So yeah, for what I know, it could be 8 or 9,000. So I would say here's where I make the most progress. Okay, and live at a place of my choosing, work from a place of my choosing, work with people of my choosing, including the clients and contractors. So back then I was very annoyed because I have to the contractors I hired, the contractors who I work with, I have to always like find ways to motivate them to be able to get them to do the work. I find I'm just pushing a boulder uphill. It's very tiring, and actually, I don't enjoy having a lot of these type of conversations. But now, because of the improved communication skills, I find it much better to just speak with people who have the desire to learn and grow themselves instead of motivating others to improve their skill to grow. Okay, uh, we don't want to we if you want to have a happy life, don't try to turn losers into winners. Just try to help winners win more. Losers are losers. They've been losers their entire life. They have the type of mentality. They are lazy. They don't have initiative. It's like, why do I want to deal with people like that? So it's both ways. When we work with clients, we want to work with winners. And when we are working with other contractors, other freelancers, we also don't want to work with losers. They just have this negative energy that it's just tiring, right? So just in case this was blocked by me, I'm just now looking at my recording software and I realized I was blocking. So yeah, okay. So I would like to have time to do now. It's very weird looking back at this, but I know why I did that. Back then in the end of 2020, I had like 4 or 5 clients, and because of the way that I work, and how effective I am, I have to spend a lot of time. And back then I was like, damn, I'm like burnt. I feel burnt out at the third and fourth quarter of 2020. Uh, that back then I was making at the end of I think on the third quarter or fourth quarter, I was making all in all about $2,000 a month. I mean, given the situation, it's good money, but it's just very, very tiring. So, which is why I took a leap of faith and attended all of this skill development. Back then, I don't have the time I have now to learn new stuff, to have time for myself, and live a less frantic life pace. So I really, really appreciate uh, the idea of, it's not how much money you make, it's how you make the money, right? So, and also I get to spend more time with my parents compared to last time, have more family time, right? So that is my year in review, looking back at my goals. The next video, I guess I'm going to share what are my goals for 2022. It's very good because I've been thinking of creating my goals for 2 months, but I don't know what to put on. So I don't know what to write down. Uh, because I guess I'm at a phase in life where I'll just use the four phases. First phase is survival. We are trying to earn money to feed ourselves, to feed our family, uh, just basically trying to survive. The next phase is security, where you buy not just the basic necessities, but some of the quote unquote luxury items. You have the house, you have a roof over your head, uh, you have money in the bank. So the second phase is security. The next phase is actually success. So I'm somewhere in the phase of security and success. I would like to move to transition over to success, but my way of operating has always been in the security mode. Okay, how can I uh, get more money to have more money in the bank? So just in case anything happens, I'm not attached to not closing the deals. I'm not attached if clients want to cancel stuff. So I would say I already achieved the second stage, but moving on, it's like, what else do I want to do? And I've been struggling to answer this myself for the past 2 months. So hopefully the next video I'll have some idea. Uh, I'll just share about probably I'll create some videos to share about Copy Academy, high ticket closing, and yeah, anything which will give you the inspiration and hopefully give you a different point of view when it comes to freelancing or starting your own business online. All right, so that's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have an amazing 2022.